Well, good morning. We are coming on the air early because, well, across the pond, the first event to celebrate the royal milestone, the Queen's Platinum Jubilee, getting underway. By the way, you guys, this is the first of 4 days. It is a 4-day party filled with pomp, circumstance, pageantry, all to honor her remarkable 7 decades on the throne. It kicked off a short time ago with a grand tradition, the trooping of the color parade. We've got Keir Simmons there. Keir, the biggest headline, the first headline as we're watching these pictures go by live is that it is not raining. So let's give a round of applause for the beautiful weather that came.
And good morning. We just watched 3 generations of royals ride past us here on horses and in carriages. And Hoda, I just want to point for you a picture of what it was like, because there was a pretty special moment as the carriage carrying Kate and Camilla and Kate's and William's 3 children came past here. At first we saw Kate and Camilla, Kate looking glamorous as ever. And then as the carriage came by, we saw the 3 children kind of tucked away, looking as any of our children would, kind of proud, excited, on their best behavior. It looked like Charlotte was smiling and waving. And then as the parade came by, we saw Charles and Anne and William wearing the colours of the Irish Guards, riding bolt upright, leading the procession, because of course the Queen is not here. She is still at Buckingham Palace, not too frail to attend the trooping the colour as she has done since her coronation. What will happen now, Hoda, we understand, is that the parade will go back down to Buckingham Palace after trooping the colour to salute her on the Buckingham Palace balcony. So that will be quite a moment. The parade going to the Queen herself in order to celebrate her, if you like. Some anxious moments, Hoda. We saw some nervous and jumpy horses. Not a single one of these horses has ever done this before, but the crowd, and this was kind of special, the crowd quietening down when they saw those nervous horses. It really is a kind of respectful, relaxed atmosphere here, and of course an atmosphere of celebration for Her Majesty.
Yeah, and I mean, Keir, we were talking about this. People have been camping out there for days and days just for a moment, for a fleeting moment of watching this procession go by.
Well, it's been a proud moment, I guess you could say. Look, you know, we've just seen intermittent numbers of the Irish Guards come by. Right now they are down at the parade ground, and then they will come back through. Again, there's a kind of a party atmosphere, people celebrating, and of course everybody waiting for a glimpse of the Queen.
Yeah, indeed, Keir. Let's move on. Kelly Kobiea, she's just outside the gates of Buckingham Palace. We got a whole bunch of correspondents who are fanned out. Kelly, how's it going where you are?
How's it going, Kelly? Stand by. Thank you.
Well, you can definitely feel the atmosphere here at Buckingham Palace. We're actually standing just in eye shot of the balcony. You can see it here over my shoulder. That is where we're waiting for that big balcony moment later in the morning. But what we won't see, of course, is Harry and Meghan, the Duke and Duchess of Sussex, on that balcony, because as they are no longer working royals, they won't be appearing alongside the Queen, but we may see them at Horse Guards Parade. They'll, we understand, be there with their children, watching with other members of the royal family. And I think just a few moments ago, we saw Princess Charlotte at one of those windows looking down on the parade. We may well see Prince Harry, Meghan, and their children, Lilibet and Archie, at that very same window. Much as this is a massive event for the entire country and the Commonwealth and the rest of the world, all the pageantry and grand ceremony. It is also a family reunion, and Harry, Meghan, and their two children are spending time with members of the family that Lilibet has never met, that Archie hasn't seen in a couple of years since the family moved to California. And quite frankly, this is also the first time that Meghan will be among other members of the royal family participating in a really big event, guys.
Yeah, indeed, just an olive branch extended to invite them to come. Kelly, thank you. Let's go to Stephanie Gosk. She's right there in London. Steph, how's it going where you are?
Oh, it's great, Hoda. Beautiful weather. It's fantastic to be here. You know, consider this. 85% of the British population only knows Queen Elizabeth as their monarch, and they could be excused for starting to take these jubilees for granted. You had the Platinum Jubilee today. 10 years ago, it was the diamond. 10 years before that, it was the gold. But in British history, only 4 other monarchs have had jubilees. And the people coming here today are considering the very real possibility that this could be the last Jubilee for decades to come. The first one is celebrated 25 years into a monarch's reign, and people here may not live that long to see the next one. So regardless of what people may think of the monarchy, and we know that it's mixed here in this country, this is undeniably a moment in history, and the people that have crowded here certainly know that, Hoda.
Yeah, it definitely is. It's a party atmosphere with a real significant meaning. Let's get to a wonderful royal observer who's here, going to put these festivities in perspective here in New York. NBC News contributor and anchor of Sky News, Wilfred Frost. Wilfred, okay, so can you just explain the scope of this event? Because as we watch, we are coming on early this morning for us. A lot of people are going, well, what's going on over there? Tell us about that part.
Well, so the first bit, of course, this is trooping of the colour, which has an important military significance. It's probably the most formal part of the 4-day celebration that we're watching now, and it's a great way to set the tone. But I think it's important just to mention that, as you've been saying, it's 4 days of celebrations. And if there's one way to win the British people over, it's to create a 4-day weekend and extend the pub hours. But it's much more than just a silly celebration.
Yeah.
I think if I think back to the last one, that's what it was. It was an excuse for a national get-together, a national party. I think this one is slightly different. I think it's a chance for the British people to show their appreciation to the Queen, their thanks to the Queen whilst we still can.
We pointed out that the Queen is not here at this initial event that we're watching right now live on our screens, but she will be present later. Tell us when we might see her.
So the first time we'll see her is at the salute, albeit she won't be there on horseback herself. That'll be led by Prince Charles. She'll salute from afar from the Buckingham Palace balcony. That'll be fairly soon. And then an hour or so later, when we get the fly past, all of the 17 working royals led by her will be together on the balcony. And those are the moments I look forward to most, because we haven't got to see that much of her in recent years, first and foremost. But secondly, it's not so much seeing the people's reaction when we do get to see her, but again, as I was saying, it's the other way around this time. I hope we get to see her sense of appreciation of the thanks that hopefully is clear on the people's faces.
She clearly seems to be making room for Charles, giving him his moment. How significant is this for him in this moment?
Very significant. I'd say perhaps doing the Queen's speech a month or so ago was a step further. That's probably the most important of the ceremonial things, the most important of the processes, because it has a clear part in our legislative process. But if these events help him 1%, 2% to get ready for the role, nothing will make as much of a difference as the day he actually becomes king. And I think these are small steps relative to the fact that she is ultimately still our sovereign, and his authority stems from her still.
In this last few seconds, a lot of people are also looking to see Harry and Meghan. They will not be on that balcony. How significant is that?
It is, but there's a clear line of working royals only for that first time. So I think actually she, once again, Her Majesty, has threaded the needle perfectly to include them without annoying some British people, and we will see them later. And most importantly, I think a great-grandmother will meet her great-granddaughter.
Lilibet. That'll be nice. Wilfred, will you stick around this morning?
Certainly will.
All right, you guys, we're going to keep you posted on this 4-day festivity. A lot more live from London. And throughout the morning, the Queen's arrival for the military salute, the fly past over Buckingham Palace, and of course, that moment on the balcony. We're going to have it all covered for you all morning. I'm Hoda Kotb in New York. This has been an NBC News special report.